Okay, so we can start now. We are continuing from where we left, and then we'll be cutting things. So what we have to do is we have to see the canvas which we can create, and frame also, and then some menus. Let's see, and inputs if we can get that, and how we can connect this with the buttons and all to something meaningful, so that you can actually generate something or call a program or something like that. Okay, let's. I have already shared the window with you, PyCharm, and since it was not working on Collab, so we switched to PyCharm, so it's perfectly fine now. But I think I'll try with Collab later and see. Okay, so Canvas widget, and they're called widgets in TK and Kinter, you can say. Now, syntax is C is equal to whatever you want to put here on the left hand side. C is for canvas only. You can put anything. Canvas and root, height, width. Then BD is your border, and BG is your background. Then we have other options also. Root is actually the window, so normally it could be anything. And then you have the scroll region and the height, color, and all. You can give things like that. So we have other options also, but for now, let's see. We can create other types like circles and all. We can create that also, and we can play around. But our purpose is to make it more professional. So let's see what we can do with canvas. So first of all, from check whether it is working or not. For Kinter, it is there. So import star. I actually installed so that I don't have to install again things. I hope it is not in comments. Is it? Move the comments anyway. Min is equal to tk small. Yeah, that's fine. Unless you use it, gives you like this. So the command was C is equal to so small is whatever you call.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Your screen is not shared, sir.
not shared. Didn't I? I did share the screen. What did I share then? Let me share again, and let me know once it is shared. Okay, let me share it. Just see. Is it visible? How come it is not there? Can you see this?
No, sir. Still not yet.
How come I've shared this only? Sharing window. How come it is not there? Okay, let me try something else then. It is very interesting. It is pie chart. Yeah. And why it is not taking that? I'll share it again. Is it with everyone or just not few can't see?
I don't know, sir. I'll verify it, sir.
Hmm? Can you see?
I don't know, sir. I think it's a problem with me. I'll just
It
rejoin
can.
the class.
Uh, no, it happens only with the network issue. Because of network, sometimes it is not shared.
Sure, sir. I'll just rejoin the class.
Yeah, no issues. I'll wait. Okay. So we have to put the command here, canvas, and it is all C is capital canvas. Then we have the root, that is the win. And then we have to give the dimensions, and I'll check whether it is working or not first. So background we can give any color. BG is equal to blue. So we can give border if you want to give it the borders also. Height width. You can give the height and width also. So we can give height width. We'll give height. Okay. Good. 250. We have width. Then we can create some lines, arc, oval, everything we can try here and see how they work. For that, you need the arc. You need x-axis starting and all xy. Just have to see that. Also, we have to put some values there. Okay, so let's do that. Then you have to actually create that line equal to c dot create line. So you have to put that command. So line equal to, and put everything together, c dot create line. C small dot create line is there, and you can see that what all options you have. We have the float values. These are the coordinates you have to give for the arc to make the arc. So let's have something which can actually connect also. So we have 108, 120. We can give something like this. We can actually play around with this and see how it is working. Let's do 320, 40, 320. Yeah, I don't know. 40. This is the line we are creating, and we can fill it with some color. Fill is equal to, we have put what? Blue. So on blue color, we can have red. Okay. So C dot create line. So create line came on its own. Now we have to create the arc. Let's create an arc. Arc is equal to C dot create line. It should be create arc also. Self arcs. Self is where you're doing. The keywords oval also is there, so you can see a lot of things are there, a lot of options are there. So we can have starting from 180, 150, 80, 210. Then we have to give the start, extent, and again the fill color. Okay, so let's see. 180. This you have to actually experiment and see. 180, 150, then 80, 210. 80, 210. Then we can have the start equal to, starting from where you want to start. So you want to start from 0, so you can give 0, and then creating an arc. And extent you can give to what extent it has to go. Extent is equal to, you can have 200 or 210, whatever you want, or 220 you want, you can have 220 also. And again we have to fill it, so we can fill it with any color we want. I put blue, already red is there, we will have yellow. So we have line, arc, and we'll see what we are doing. Then we can have an oval. Oval also, as we can see that there was oval also. C dot create oval self. We can see x, y, x1, y1 coordinates. For the oval shape is different. Okay, so we have the syntax already. Okay, so oval, we can have a smaller version. X1, x1, x0, y0, and then x1 and y1. Okay, you can have 80, 30. I'm taking from the examples only. And 140, 150, 140 and 150. Okay. And we can have with any color. Oh, equal to, we can have now, which color we can have? Blue, red, yellow. This is an oval, so oval can have a blue color, but we can make it green. We can make it in here. Let's see which is bigger. I hope it won't override do that. No, it is not. Okay, now we have to pack it. So c dot pack, t dot pack. That's it. And now we have to main main loop. That's it. And let's hope it works. If the syntax is okay, then it will work. Let's run. It is 5. Oh yeah, it is working. You can see that. I hope you can see the screen. I can show the screenshot.
No, sir. You can't see the screen. Only the PyCharm
Output.
tag is.
Output you can't see, na? That
Yes,
is
sir.
not shared. Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes.
1 minute. Let me share the entire screen then for this one, so that you can see the output. Okay, where are we? Here you are. Okay, so let me share the entire screen. Okay, now I can show you the output. This is the output. This is the code, and where is output? Here is output. You can see the output now.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
So we have an arc, circle, oval, sorry, and the line. So actually, they were connected. So with the coordinates, I did not change so that they are aligned together. Otherwise, you can play around with the coordinates and see how they're working. And you can actually animate it also if you keep changing and put in a loop and keep changing. You can do that also, but it's not required. We are not into animations and all, so we are not doing that. We are only seeing the use. Actually, we'll be using this canvas to have some other things. So anyway, I'll just stop it now, and when this thing will come, I'll show you. So we have done one. Let's see some other options we have, and let me share first pie chart with you. Okay, so let's share it. I have a lot of windows open, so I don't want everything to be messed up. Otherwise, I can share the entire screen. There should not be any issue. So you can have a drawing thing also. I have a paintbrush type of a thing also. Let me try. I have this code, so I won't be using. I mean, won't be actually typing it. So let me try. And this is not my code. That is for sure. I'm just sharing few codes which actually work. Otherwise, we have the codes, but they don't work. My GUI, and we can have 6. Okay, I'm just pasting. Okay, I'm not writing, but let me explain this. This is okay. What we are doing here is we are taking root. And paint app geometry is 500 by 350. You can always change that the way you want. Then we have a function where we have x1 y1 x2 y2 event dot x minus 3 event dot y minus 3 and all that is coordinates basically you're giving. Then you have to give the color and then create line. Just put it that we have already done. Create line, and then we have to create a canvas where we can put it. Okay, we have to bind b1 motion paint call function when double click is enabled. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Sorry. Label we have to put double click and drag to draw. L dot pack and W dot pack. You have to do the packing of L also and W also. L is the line, I think. L dot label. Okay, that's the label which we created. Okay, here is the label. Okay, let's run it. So let's not waste time in typing. Oh, that's the old one. I'll share it once. No, I'll share it first. Let me share it first, then so that you can see what happens. I can share the entire screen with you. We have options to share more than one, but somehow I'm not able to get it. That is window. Okay, okay. So here we are, and we will just run it. This is what it is doing. This function, that is paint function, it's calling the event. So let's run it and see. You have to double click. Oh, I ran the code again. Run. Yeah, this is 6. Okay. Double click and drag. Yeah, it is doing. Yeah, you can do. Yeah, you can write. The color is green, so you can draw. Oh, that's nice. The color you can choose actually. You have to be a little slow. Otherwise, you can see that. Yeah. Once you double click, you can actually start drawing. So you can paint. You can have your own paintbrush. But we are not putting any tools there. So the selection menu is not there, but you can paint if you want to. So Python can be used actually for a number of things. It may not be very good idea, but you can actually create this and some widget you want to actually allow the user to mark some area. Then you can use this widget and you can enable that in your application. Okay, so this is can be handy. Okay, so now I have to switch over because, as I said, I have a lot of windows open, so you just get confused. I have so many windows open. Okay, back to the code. So we have created the canvas, we have created a paintbrush type of a thing, and then we have my GUI 7. For the machines also, you can use actually so this thing and just to mark, actually nothing else, just to mark. Okay, so inputs we can have. We can have the combo box. So let's have a combo box which can be actually more meaningful. And this combo box is there with the word and all. For options, drop down menu, you can say that. Very handy tool again. So if you have few things and you want to run one by one, so you can create. And the syntax, I just put the syntax here. Okay, syntax. This is the syntax combo box ttk dot combo box master option is equal to value and so on. Okay, so we have to import now tinker as tk, and then we have kinter again as from kinter we have to import ttk. Okay, so import kinter as tk, kinter as tk, and from kinter, sorry, kinter import ttk. Fine. I have not used it, but I will do that. Now, first we have to create the window. Create a window. Sorry. And win, as I always use, win is equal to tk dot tk. Okay, so that we have done. Window dot title, we have to put the title. Win dot title we have got, and in title we say example of combo box. This is more like a drop down menu. Okay, nothing like a combo box or all. And then win dot geo. These things are interesting actually because you don't have to apply logic at all. You just have to play around with the syntax, you know. So we can have like a big one, 500 by 300, suppose, anything. Now we have to label the text. We have to put a label. So label text of title. Title. That's fine. So TTK, we need TTK dot label. I'll share the manual of TTK. I think I somehow missed the link, but I'll share it. I've saved it somewhere. TTK dot label. It should be capital, I think. Label. Yeah, it is capital. And then we have the win. Uh, then we have the text. Input text as I combo box. It if you want to. And then oh, we have to give the background also. So background you can have something is visible. We can have you can have green. Green things are visible, and the foreground we have to give that can be white. Font. Let's have the font also. We have Times New Roman, so normally I use Times New Roman. I use Times New Roman. Size can be 12. That is the font size. Okay. I'll have to put font equal to if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So it has to be in bracket. Font equal to. Yeah, it has to be in bracket. This I used. So okay, we have to close this one also. Font and then we have to close it and yeah, grid. It is there and row equal to 0. Column can be 1. That should be enough. Then we have to create the label. Label. We have to create a label. What I'm trying to do, I'll show you. Uh, then k dot label again. It's month. I'll just copy this. I don't have to now. I change this. I'm lazy. Select month. Sorry. Now select month. Font is already there, but I'll just reduce this font size a little bit to 10. Okay. So foreground and background colors I may change, or I'll just keep. I don't have to give any colors actually because it is already given. So I don't have to give the colors. Okay, maybe I'll just remove the colors. I just have to give the grid now. Rows and columns, how many rows and columns I want. So I can have 5 rows, columns 0, have 5 rows, columns 0, and padding we can have pad x. What it will be doing, I'll show you also, and pad x and pad y we want. And this can be the size of the label we are putting. We have to create a combo box or drop down menu. Call it drop down menu. Combo box is one word, so we have to put it in one word. Okay, so you have to create a variable. So n is equal to tk dot string var. Okay, there's the round bracket because it is a function. Then a month, month ch. We have to choose month. Ch is equal to ttk dot combo. It doesn't come. That's strange. It will come. Yes, it has come. C, capital C. Okay, so we have win. Now we have to give the size with we can have 10 using the months and text. Give the variable that is n we have already given. Variable is equal to n. That is the variable it is going to use to store the month selected. Now we have to put the values month and we can put the value. This is a kind of a list we are creating. So you have to create the list of the months we have. The months January, oh, January, and then we have Feb. Put the entire Jan should be capital. Okay. Then we have March. April. Then we have May. Oh, sorry, single quotes. I've used single quotes, that's why. Otherwise, that's okay. Then we have June. Then we have July, August. Then we have September. Let's put it. Then we have October, November. That's okay. I'm lazy. December. That's fine. I will just put it over so that it comes here. I have a habit of saving, so I just press Control S every time. Now, so we have the month CH. Oh, this is month CH, not month only. That's what I was wondering why it is giving red. Values equal to none. We have almost everything. Now what we have to do, we have to choose the grid. So month ch dot. We have grid option. We have yes, we have the grid option. Columns, column span. We need a column. We need column only. Column is equal to one. Yeah, and row is equal to five. We can play around with this change and see. Month, uh, sorry, month ch dot current. That is the current canvas we are putting in, and then again win dot in loop. I hope I have given win, not windows. Win. Perfectly fine. Month ch is giving me something that what it is telling me. I'll have to run it and check. I'm not very sure it is okay. Should not have given any errors. It's not giving actually. It is giving me some suggestions. Let's see. Reformat the file. Ignore errors. Edit inspection profile. That's okay. That is just a warning. This looks okay to me. First, let me run it and then I'll share it with you. Let me run it, and this is my GUI 7. Okay, so it is working. It is working. So let me share now. That's an issue. I'll have to find out a solution to do this. Every time I have to open, because if I open the entire window, then you'll have an issue also. Okay, so sharing again, and I'll just run it, and you can see the output. This is my combo box, green and white background in the foreground. So foreground is the text where we are putting, and then we have a selection box. You can use the selection box. This is the drop down menu which we call combo box also, and you can see that January, February, March, and all. So if you have options, you want a person to select. So if you have something like a machine and you want the person to select the parameters, the size, or the parts, you can use this, right? So you can use things. I share the manual because it's huge. GUI is huge, but what is required, I'm just taking that, not everything. Okay, you have an option now. This is stored actually in n. It because we have given variable n. We can use it. We'll see that later. But we can actually fix the initial value also. That means I want to show like Feb only initially selected, so we can do that also. Let's make few changes here, and for now again I'll have to stop. Okay, sharing again. This is something actually non-programmers enjoy because they don't have to use the logic at all. And these days, actually, logic is there, but widgets are so many that you don't need to develop your logic at all. Okay, so let's have it now. I want to actually fix it to suppose January or February, so I can make few changes and I can just have it fixed. Okay, so month choose with we have given text variable, we have given values, we have given grid and current. All I have to do is I can change current. Okay, now this is okay. Suppose I change this current to 1. 1 is the first one. Let me run it and then I'll share it with you. Let me see if it is working fine. It should, yeah. So I'll share it with you now. Just a small change, and you can actually fix to any value. Where are we? Here you are. I have to share the entire thing. Share. Okay. So back to this thing. Back to the code. So here what we have done, we have just changed this current to 1. And if I run it now, Feb is selected by default. You can have this. You can have January. Okay. And one minute. Let me close that. Suppose I give it 0. Will it give me error? Yes. No. It is January. So starting indexing is from 0 because it is a list only. So it is taking the values from the list. So if I give 0, then your January will be the default one. Okay. And normally what I give is, I normally when I create, so I don't give actually anything. But what I do is I put select something like this. I give, so by default 0. Now if I run it and see select a month, although it is there on the left hand side, so I don't need this, but select a month is here. Default no value selected, and then we have this. So we have a submit button also. We have to create a button. So if we create a submit button here, I'll show you something more interesting. If we put a submit button here, so the value selected will be passed on, but it is not automatically. You have to read it, okay, because it is already stored in a variable. It is already there n. Okay, text variable is n. You can see that n is this is how you actually declare a variable. Texting where, so in graphical user interface tk, this is how you have to declare a variable. Python does not require any variables to be declared, but this is how you can do that. Okay, so let me now again stop, and let me now share again, and PyCharm, and let's see something more interesting now. Let's create some input, and then we can calculate my GUI. This is 7 8. Okay, we'll have the boxes, and then we'll have the button to calculate things. So I can use entry. This is the entry widget that is display single line of text. Okay, so we have entry visit and see what we can do with this. Hmm. Let me see. I'll just put the comment here. This is entry. So we have entry widget. We have other widgets also. A lot of things you can do. So first of all, let's say that we are trying to create a login screen. So let's create a login screen. So login screen, and import. We have to import Kinter as TK. Import Kinter as TK. Now know that win is equal to, this is the command we know that we have to give, and the geometry also. So win dot geometry, and this can be a big one. So 600 by, let's say 600 by 500. 600 and 500 you can give. Then we have to create the variables. So declare string variables for username and password. So we have a name is equal to tk dot string var. Okay, pull a bracket. Then name and pwd equal to tk dot string var, again round bracket. Now we have to create a function. So create a function. Suppose we are just in trying to enter. Okay. So we have to create a function submit. Since it is a function, we have to give a colon. So name, okay, and then is equal to name dot, we have get, we have the get function, and then password is equal to pwd dot in get. You're just trying to read, okay? Now you have to print display. When you submit, this function will be called, and you're reading the name is, and have the nm, and print. We are repeating your password also. Password entered is the password. So what we are doing is, when we submit the button, when we click on the button, this function will be called. We read the variables, the values from the text box, and then we'll just put it. Okay, and then we will reset that name dot. Sorry, it is nm, or name. I've given name, I think. Yeah, it is name dot set, and pwd dot set. You're resetting it. Actually, you're just removing the variables, the contents which are there. Now you have to create the label. This is done. Now create a label that has to be displayed. Oh, sorry. And label to the name. Okay. So tk dot label, we know that. There we have to put. We have to see that. All we have to do is, we have to put in the windows. We have to put the text equal to enter name, and then username you can say, or you can put any font you want. This label you can put later, no? Username looks better. Okay. We can give the font equal to, I normally give Times New Roman. Let's try something else. We can have Calibra. This is a default font which is selected. 12 volt. Put it in this thing. So font is a calibrate 12 volt. Okay. Now then we need the entry. Need entry, that is we have to ask the person, that is a square box we need uh, for the person to enter the password and all. So entry widget we can use, and we have to put where the variable is, and then we have to put the font also. So in entry, that is the entry box we need. ek.entry, we have entry here. Then we have the win. Then text variable we have to give. Text variable equal to, we have given nm. Yeah, we have given nm. And we can give the font. Let's have it from. Have the same size if I want. I don't need it to be bold. I can have it normal. So I can have it normal. No bold required. Okay. Now I need for the name. Now we need the same thing for the password also. So as I'm lazy, I'll just copy paste. I'm very thankful to the person who created copy paste. Otherwise, I would be using a lot of wasting a lot of time typing. But it is always a good practice to type, because if you don't type, then you don't learn. But not 30 years in programming, so I don't have to do it. Name is it? Name is okay. So it is not taking that. Wait a minute. Okay. Sorry, it is name. The variable is name, so it is not name. And then we have PWD here. I'll put it here, password. And this is normal. This is name, this is P. P label, P entry. The same is already there. But it happens, when you copy paste, sometimes you miss the thing. So let me confirm. TK label, TK entry, when text, text variable, PWD, name, font, caliber. This looks fine to me. Okay, let's see. So we have the labels now and the entry also. The text box we have, the label box, labels and the boxes we have. Now we have to put everything there, and but we need a button also, a submit button we need. So let's have it. Create submit. I have a habit of putting the comments. Sometimes people think that uh, it is a copy paste, but in copy paste also. Submit button. We need some button. Submit. We have to create a button, and we know that we have created button first day. So button, sorry, button, and it's there. Okay, dot button. We have to put it in the root. Okay, so we have not yet put anything. So text, submit, that will be displayed, and command also we have to give here. This is what is required. Submit, and I think use, yes, the function submit is there. So command is equal to submit will call the function submit. So you have to see that the names are same. Okay, now we have to put it in the required position first. Now we have to put it, now put the things together, no, in the position. They should be in front, so name and the this label and the entry should be in front. So we have n label dot grid. You have the grid function, row is equal to 0 and column is equal to 0. That is the first one, topmost. We are putting the name, row 0, column 0. Then we have the entry, n entry dot grid. We can now have the row has to be 0 only because it has to be in front, and column particularly I have to count. 1 minute. Username is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can give 10 or 11, or I can give column 1 also. Let me try with column 1. Column 0 and column 1, column 0, column 1. Okay, column 1, it is taking name, and column 0, it's the name, and the entry is 1. That's fine. Again, lazy boy, copy paste. Change few things only. I use just change this thing. Now I have the row have to change. So I have row 1, only row 1, and column. Here it will be okay. Now we have to put the button also. So we can put it down. So submit button dot grid row is equal to, I can have a row 2, and column column is equal to 2. Row 2, column 2, or column 1 I can have. Column 2 will be too far. All done now. All done. Now we just have to do the loop it. That is infinite loop we can put, and I'll put it. I'll just run it first. If syntax is okay, then I can share with you. Okay, let's hope. No, that's fine. So it looks fine to me. Let me run. It is 8. Okay. Run. Run. There is some error. 600 over 500 is bad geometry specifier. Oh, it doesn't like 600 over 500. The small x, I think. Yeah, I put a capital X. Oh yeah, this should be okay. Size is okay. That's 98. Yeah. So I'll share it with you. 1 minute. Okay. So let me share again, and you can see that your graphical user interface is more meaningful now, and you can do that. And I'll give you some assignment, not assignment, just a task for today. Let me share it first. And those who are missing the class are missing actually things which nobody teaches. I told your coordinator also I'm teaching something that may not be in the course, but it is useful for the students. But anyway, that doesn't matter as long as you can understand the things. Okay, where are we? Oh, a lot of windows. I lost my window. Here you are. Okay, so now it is shared. So we are given the things, and now we have to run it. So when we run this, it is already run. You will see the output. You have the username and the password. You have to submit. Username, suppose my name, and password is password. With anything, it is visible. You can hide it also. We have options. So later we'll see that and submit. See on the left side, the output is there. The name is Anuj. Password entered is password. Fine. So what we are doing here, and let me explain this through the code we have. It will disappear. So what we have done here is we have created a function submit where we are getting the values. Okay, name.get and password.get. This is what we created, and then you can see that the labels are there and entry. This is important. Text variable is equal to name. We have to give the name here. So whatever variable you give to store the name, you have to give it here, and we have given name only. So name is equal to name.get. So I can give that also. So username, we have to give the name, and then this is name. Okay, then you can use this to do things, and yeah, you can display to get, and then you have to reset it also. So we are storing it in these variables, local variables, and we're creating this label. And it's very simple, not a rocket science. The important thing is this is how you get, and from button when you put the button, and when we say command is going to submit, this function will be called. Okay, this function will be called. The name will be stored, name.get, password is the pwd.get, and then you can work around with that. Then you can display, or you want to do anything, you can do calculations also. So you can create your own small calculator where you can calculate things, or you can find the square root, cube root, or any scientific calculations. You can put your mathematical expressions because this is Python only, so you can use the math functions also. So any thing which is there in Python, any mathematical function which is there in Python can be done, or you can create your own mathematical formulation and you can put it there also. So it can be used for the password, username, password, something like entry screen, and then you can redirect yourself to some other page. So that is different issue altogether. But for now, let me share these things with you first. Okay, let me share these codes with you, and I'll put it on GitHub also, but I'll just share it directly. I'm putting it here. I'll upload it. Or I'll share it on the group also. WhatsApp group. Let me first stop the recording. It's not required.